In the year 2025, it's expected the tea industry will continue to grow. Why is that when the geopolitical atmosphere is so chaotic? There's a lot of uncertainty and economic insecurity in some of the third world areas where tea is grown and harvested. Well, I'm going to explain to you why in this video, and it has really nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with supply and demand. And if you wait to the end, I'm going to give you some great information on how to navigate the ever-changing economy and to be successful as a tea entrepreneur. For more videos about tea, business, and making a profit, check out Zen's YouTube channel or Zen's corporate website at zensteahouse.com. Importing and exporting, it's not stopping, and it hasn't really slowed down even with the tariffs that the US has put on China. China is one of the biggest producers of tea, and people are constantly thinking, yeah, tea comes from China. But teas come from India, Sri Lanka, Vietnam. There's about 22 different countries to produce tea, and China isn't slowing down in their production. Tea from China is still being postponed and navigated because of the geopolitical problems that we call life. Yes, tea will continue to move forward. Why is that? Because the demand for tea isn't slowing down. It is a commodity that people have learned to budget for. People budget for their coffee, they budget for their wine, they budget for their relationships and food. It is not a luxury item, although there are luxury teas that might be feeling the pain. But the truth is, luxury items in and of themselves belong to a luxury consumer. Luxury consumers, their money doesn't really get affected when the economy goes up or down. They're in that top 1-2%. And if they're gonna buy that really expensive Darjeeling or white tip silver needle tea, they're gonna buy it because they're in the position to do so. It's a luxury item. Now, importing and exporting, the world that we live in, everything is going up. The cost of shipping is going up. The cost of doing business is going up. There seems to be more and more taxes with more and more regulations. So theoretically, tea should get more expensive, right? Especially if you're importing and exporting. Well, the cost of shipping, that is boxes, tape, just the logistics may go up, but the production of tea hasn't really changed. And when you look at tea in a large macroeconomic sense, that is, people are shipping kilotons of teas, the price doesn't really get added up. In fact, people in the tea harvesting community says, well, all these end of use consumers, that is people who are buying the tea, they're paying a little bit more, but that money isn't being passed down to the pickers, people who pick tea and harvest it. In fact, the truth is, a lot of those people who grow tea, those are tea farmers and the people who work the fields, they're likely not going to see a change in lifestyle. Why is that? Well, if you look over the decades, it's typically not the end consumer that helps the tea harvesters, the people who produce tea. It's usually GMOs, third parties, or people who say, hey, we want to do business with great tea farmers. In that case, it's really just on management and production and investing in the infrastructure. By the way, India has their own department of tea. It's not uncommon for Sri Lankan or these government agencies, I believe it's Kenya as well, they have these departments, government departments, that help manage and protect the people in the tea industry, because the people in the tea industry are often uneducated, they have less opportunities, they live in rural areas, and they're women. So I know this might not sound very encouraging, but the truth is, in 2025 and moving forward, although prices may go up just a little bit, it's not going to be passed down to the people who are producing teas. Don't hate me, don't hate the game. That's just where we're at, okay? If you want more information about that, I got a video at the World Tea Expo talking about the geopolitical complexities. And if you want to learn more about that in detail, you could always go to the World Tea Expo. It happens every year. On a related note, certifications. People have learned that the organic certifications, the rainforest certifications, all of these well-to-do certifications are really just another tax. A lot of tea business owners know that the best tea doesn't always have the USDA certification. It's not always has the Rainforest Alliance. Yes, it's really about the quality of the tea leaves. And what you'll find out is the best tea is often run or operated by people who care about their tea and those who produce. That is the farmers, the pickers, the harvesters. The people in the tea industry who take better care of their people seem to produce better tea. Who would have thought that? And that has nothing to do with the certification. You're probably thinking, why haven't I heard about this? Everyone wants organic, they want fair trade. Those certifications matter. They matter to big conglomerates that buy tea. To the end consumer, the average tea person who understands the texture, the aroma, the romantic reality of tea as a beverage, knows that it really is not about the packaging or the stamp of approvals that government agencies require in order to sell tea. There are some African teas that are being produced right now, and they have to jump through all these logistic headaches to get those certifications to be able to be approved as this is African tea or this is fair trade tea. And this is not just Africa. This is virtually every tea community. They understand that the best tea doesn't always have those certifications. My hope is that those certifications will become less and less important because it's more about the tea. But as it stands in 2025, where we're going to go, will certifications continue to be required? Probably for big conglomerate companies, but for the average consumer, not so much. Luxury teas. I mentioned luxury teas. A lot of people want to do premium loose leaf teas or really nice teas in bags. The packaging might change, but tea really doesn't. And as people desire more and more higher quality teas, you're gonna find that there are gonna be specialty niches that are being produced largely through technology. There's a company called Palmayra. Palmayra is an online platform that helps people, consumers, buy directly from tea farmers. This is huge for the tea industry, and this is going to be great not just for the end user because they're going to get tea that a lot of conglomerates say, yeah, we don't want that. That's going to be great for the tea consumer because big conglomerate companies, and I'm not going to mention their names, but they sound like cola and they sound like a buck. They don't want specialty teas. Why? Because it infringes on their bottom line. Big companies are not in the business of specialty teas. They don't want luxury teas. They want teas that they can burn, put flavor on, and it sells like everyone else. Big beverage companies don't want luxury teas to continue, and you will see that if the luxury tea industry capitalizes off the technology produced by Zengate Global or Palmyra, that's the organization that's running, they're gonna see that this niche will grow. Who knows if the powers that be will like that, but that technology is out there and it's growing. You know what will grow and will always grow? Flavors. The palate is probably the biggest winner when it comes to tea. I like expensive teas, but people don't have a palate for it. What they do have is Boba. Bubble teas. Boba is going to continue to grow. Why? Because it is an industry that is being dominated by franchises. People want to open up their own Boba bubble shop, and they see that the profit margins are fairly high. The average net profit takeaway of a franchise is between 25 to 30%, 15% on the low end. They are a profitable, proven concept, and as more and more people want to drink teas, they're going to shoot for flavor. Why is that? Because human beings like things that taste good regardless if they're good for you. You know what is good for you? Wellness teas, functional teas. Health and wellness is growing by leaps and bounds, and we saw this in the year 2020, 2021, and it continues to grow. People are getting tired of taking pills, and they figured out that what you drink can have a huge impact on your life and the quality. Functional teas, health and wellness teas are growing. Dan Bolton, who's like one of the big tea experts in the field, he'll tell you health and wellness, go there. Dan Bolton is also speaking at the World Tea Expo. He's a friend of mine and he's a real entrepreneur. And I say that like real entrepreneur because that guy's been through some stuff. A lot of people in the tea industry, they find their niche and they kind of stay there. Dan, he's a cool dude. He's been around, so if you ever get to pick his brain, please do. All right, that's the news for the year 2025. It is 2024 right now. We're about to enter into the fall season. We're going to eat some turkey, open up some presents, and yeah, we got this election that who knows how it's going to work out. As far as tea, it really doesn't matter because business will continue to go forward. People are looking for the best deals, and with technology improving, it looks like better teas are going to be entering into the market. Hope you found this video helpful. If so, give it a thumbs up. If you have any specific questions about the tea industry and how to get into it, go to the website zensteahouse.com/franchise. That is where Zen's Tea House helps produce and grow tea entrepreneurs.